And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be going to sort of a circus where Mr. Rattlebones is going to be. There's going to be monkeys and all sorts of crazy things. Here we're looking at Rattlebones. This is a dice building game from Real Gunna Games. Plays 2 to 4 players. 30 to 45 minutes I'd say. It's a really unique family style game. It's like nothing else I've ever played. So let's take a look and I'll see you on the other side. In Rattlebones, you get to select your color, which you'll get 3 monkey pawns and 1 mouse pawn. What you're trying to do in the game is you'll be moving your monkey pawns around and activating certain things, which will get you some points, and you'll be scoring points this way, and you're trying to get points to meet Mr. Rattlebones, who will be moving in the opposite direction as everybody else, and he starts at a different place depending on how many people are there. Everyone starts with 3 dice, a white, gray, and black die, and a scoop to help take apart the dice when you need to replace things. It's 1 through 6 on all the die, except a 1 is a Mr. Rattlebones. Let's talk about how a turn works. Essentially, you're going to take any one of these dice that you want, one of them, and you'll roll it. If it's a number, you will move any one of your pawns on the board exactly that many amount of spaces. So let's say a couple turns gone by and I'm yellow and I have some guys spread out here, my 3 pawns, and I rolled that 5. I can choose any one of these guys and move 5. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could land here on the gold. This guy could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, land here on the roll again. This one could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, land on the 9 pip. So you have 3 choices here. Let's say I decide to move this guy 5, 3, 4, 5. I go here. When you land on a spot, you have the option of taking this and putting it on the die that you just rolled. Now this is an abbreviated pile. There's actually a ton more components than this, but what happens is you grab the piece that matches that you're on, and I'll actually place it on, it has to be on the exact die that you rolled. Now you can never take off Mr. Rattlebones, we'll get to him later, but to use this cool little pink tool that comes with the game, everyone gets one, and you just take this off, and you stick this on, and now this die has this. Now as the game goes on, this die might get filled with special actions. Well, you've got 2 others, and so some of them will have just things, and some of them will have some special actions. Because now that I have this die when I roll it, it could be a number, or it could be one of the special actions. If it's a special action, you don't move anywhere, you just do what that special action says. The last thing is, if you roll a Rattlebones, you move any pawn 1, and then you'd also move Rattlebones back 1. That's sort of the game clock of the game, because remember, the game will end when anybody's pawns around the board, the scorekeepers, bumps into Mr. Rattlebones. Now let's go over some of these special actions. Now again, when you land on these with your pawns, you get to put these on your dice. But when you roll these on your dice, that's when you do these actions we're going to tell you about. The gamble die is simply just a gamble die. You roll it and you'll get a certain amount of things. You can get 5 points, 3 points, 2 points, 4 points, or you might get Rattlebones. In this case, Mr. Rattlebones moves and you don't get to move. So it's a gamble to try to either shorten the game by moving Rattlebones or getting some easy points. The coins, when you roll a coin on your die, you will get a coin. And at the beginning of your turn, you can spend 1 coin to roll an extra die. Usually you're rolling 1 die, but you could roll 2 die if you spend a coin. You could roll all 3 of your dice if you spend 2 coins at the beginning of your game. That's what coins do. This one here essentially is a catch-up mechanic. If you have this on your die and you roll it, if you're in last place, you get to move 4. Second to last place, you get to move 3. Second place, you get to move 2. If you're in first place, you move 1 on the score track. The +1, you actually get a +1 on your die, and if you roll that, you actually just get 1 straight point right then and there. Now, if you land on this again, you can swap out that. If you have a +1 on your die, you can swap it out for a 2, and then a 3, and then a 4, up to 5. Or you can put the 1 on a different corner on your die. So you're either taking a 1, or you're incrementing whatever that number is on a specific spot on your die to try to get more points. A star, you are simply taking a star from the pile. We'll talk about what these do later, but this allows you to put some stars. A roll again. If you have a roll again in your die and you roll it, let's say this one had a roll again on it, and we rolled it, we would get to roll this die and one other die together, like that. So it allows you to not only roll again, but add a die. And if I had gotten a roll again, I could take those die up and roll a 3rd die with it. So the roll again really helps you not only just roll again, but get extra dies as well. The train. If you land on the train, if you have a train on your die and you roll it, you get At the beginning, you'll get 0 points, but then you get to move the train. Next time, the person that rolls it gets 1 point and then moves it, and then 2 and moves it, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So it goes up in points and down in points. A pretty interesting way to score points in the game. The thief, if you roll a thief, you get to steal either a star, a coin, or a stock, which we'll talk about later, from another player. The arrow, if you roll, basically once you have an arrow, when you roll an arrow on your die, when you put it there, you get to say where it goes and where it points. So basically, if I rolled this, it tells me how to move my die. I move it here, so you can use this to point to special abilities. It essentially gives you an extra way to get an ability that you want on your die. This one here, we talked about at the beginning of the game. This allows you to move any of your pawns up to 9 spots. It doesn't matter how many, just anywhere from 1 through 9, where normally when you roll, you have to go exactly those movements. The star we talked about earlier, and the gold we talked about earlier. The only thing we haven't talked about here yet is the stock, which isn't on the board right now. Essentially, stock, there's 5 of them in the game. When someone rolls a stock on their die, they take one. As soon as all 5 are taken, the stocks pay out. Whoever has the most stocks get 10 points. Whoever has the second most gets 5 points. If you have all 5, you actually get 15 points. Now the stars, say you have a bunch of stars. If you land on this start space as you're going around, this shows you can trade in, sell a certain amount of stars for points. You can sell 4 stars for 15 points, 1 star for 3 points, and all different amounts in between there. So cashing in stars for points is something you can do as well. Now again, the board's different. We don't even have any stock on this board this game, and that can happen. And sometimes you'll have duplicates of things. So again, you're rolling a die. You're either moving it, the number, or you're doing a special ability, and you're doing this and trying to get points. And what happens is this will continue until one of the mouse, let's say, gets here, and Mr. Rattlebones was moving, boom, that would be the end of the game. Whoever has touched him, essentially, or found him first, is the winner of the game. All right, well, there is Rattlebones. Wow, I was really interested in this game. I actually played a prototype of it in Gen Con last year, and it just came out recently. And I gotta say, this is a great family game, great sort of lighter gateway game type, because people that don't play board games a lot are used to this roll and move mechanic where you roll and you just do what it says. Well, this takes that and puts it on steroids because you're rolling, but then you have really good decisions to make. Which of my 3 monkeys am I going to choose? Am I going to go here, here, or there? Well, which engine do I want to build? Because I have to put that on the specific die that I rolled. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build up a bunch of train on this die. One game, me and this buddy were just battling after trains. This one die I had like 3 trains on that die. I had an arrow that had trains, and him and I were battling over trains. Sometimes you may want to put a bunch of roll agains and a bunch of stocks. It's really cool because every time you play the game, it's set up differently. Like in the setup and the overview, we didn't have stock that game, but a lot of the games you probably will. So the game's going to play out differently every time you play. What you're battling for, you're going to see what other people are going for, maybe go for something different. But it's really cool because you've got this die and you're building this engine with this die to do something, and then maybe towards the middle of the game, you might start building a second engine on a second die or a third engine, or maybe you're building them, at the same time in balance, or maybe you're just going after and building one die up first and then a second. There's so many different ways you could do it. There's so many different things to think about, and there's so many things depending on what other players are doing that are going to change what you do. I love it. It's simple. You're rolling a die. You're either moving and then getting possibly something for that die, or you're just doing what the die does. It's simple. I love it though because there's a lot of good decisions. I love games that are less than an hour, that's easy to teach, but yet has some great thought-provoking decisions to make in it, and this is one of them. That idea of plucking the stuff off your die and building your die is genius. It's fun. It's good. You at the end of the game, you look at the dice I built. This was cool. What did your strategy do? It's light, but it's fun, and it's easy to get people that don't play board games into it, but yet it's still fun for us gamers. I love this game. This is one of my newest family games that I own. I just really think this is a great game. If you like that family style game, if the box says 15 to 30 minutes, I don't know how you could do this in 15 minutes. This is a great family game. Don't pass this one up if you like that style of game. Rattlebones.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.